Hello, Mr. Evan.
How
Look
are
at
you? Oh, it's so lovely to meet you.
Yeah, I'm not in person at last. If
You're
you need
missing
to go
coffee?
back a wee bit, that's
I'll go
okay.
back a wee bit.
Thank you. I did make an extra special effort because you and your friends, all of your friends, look like models.
Oh,
and
not
then
at
they're
all.
showing all small. So I had to make an effort.
Oh, look at the dome on this. Oh, this is
So
dry shampoo.
you look amazing. Look at you.
Oh,
You're
just been to the
actually even more angelic in real life than you are on the
Oh,
gram.
stop. I won't be able to get out of the car.
What we'll do is I'll just drive through this drive-through and get
Yeah.
us a coffee. Now it's Starbucks, which here's the car.
Which is my favourite.
Which I do
basic
love a
bitch.
Starbucks, but they don't do as good a coconut latte as the old Costa.
Oh, I do quite
So,
like a coconut latte as well, but I don't go to Costa.
But I like their oat milk latte, so it's all good. There isn't a coffee shop that I don't like.
Here it's
to be
caffeine at
honest.
the end of the day. innit? That
Yes,
is-
correct, Mondo. So have you been to the gym already?
I've been to the gym, yeah.
Wow,
Oh, you drove past it.
oh, you're joking.
You can tell I'm here once.
I know you know it well. Where is it?
That big screen.
Here.
Nice,
Oh,
yeah.
speak here. Can I have what you have in Evan?
I'll have a coconut latte as well.
Can I have a medium coconut latte, or do you want a large? Do you want a large? Do you drink
Yeah,
large?
yeah.
Can I have a large coconut latte, and I'll have a medium oat milk latte, please.
And do they have the vegan cream?
And can we have vegan cream on the coconut latte?
Let me just double check that I've got the vegan.
Check you. You're one of these people that's pure pernickety at the coffee shop, aren't you?
Yeah, I can do that for you.
That's fab. Thank you.
That was the coconut one with the vegan one.
Yes.
Definitely.
Oh,
Is that everything for
we've
you?
been spotted
Do you want
already.
anything else?
Look at everybody looking at us. No,
Yeah.
that's everything.
No, that's it. Thank you.
Perfect. Can I take your name for the order?
It's Mary.
Actually, we'll see you around the window.
Fab, thanks.
Look at the guys, they're pure staring at us.
What guys? What guys? In there?
You've got their
I don't even. I probably because I drove right past it. I'd be going, look at that fucking arsehole.
Oh.
So now I need to make sure I stop at the right bit to pay for it. See, that's the thing about this, Evan. Total real life, you know. Showing
Driving
how
right
easy
through
it
drive-thrus,
is
literally.
to drive through it.
We're not going to move back a bit.
That's
just so you
right.
can
Aye, you can move back. Did you get back?
Yeah,
Aye.
I got back. There we go, that's me.
Aye, so we'll get the coffees and we'll have a wee seat
Have
and
a
a chat.
natter.
Aye.
So you had a busy morning yourself?
Nah, because Keith and Lola are there, so I usually go walking and dipping on a Sunday morning. But I didn't because, well, I'm hoping to go with them later today. If not, although Keith wants to watch the football. But
It's
if not,
sold for a minute.
I
My wee brother's away
will.
to that. I dropped him off at the train station there and I'm like, good luck.
I'm no holding my breath for going out the day because the football's on. So I was thinking, if I don't get out for that in the day, I'll just go out tomorrow. But that is what I usually do on a
Right.
Sunday morning. So I'm usually up early anyway, and I was still up early. Because I'm probably a bit like you. I'm not really a liar, innit?
I'm not either.
You're not paying for
Something.
this, so just get this away.
Oh, shit.
That's fab. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
That's fabulous. Thank you. You're welcome.
Your car's spotless as well. Mine's is like an absolute fucking
I
riot.
thought yours was always pure spotless yesterday. So I was telling Keith yesterday that I was filming you the day, and I was like pure tidying up, like just wee bits in the car, and he was like, "For fuck's sake, you don't do this any other time. It's this guy."
You'd be like, oh aye, what's going on
Very
here?
important person. He's a VIP.
Oh,
Actually.
okay, I'm a week. I'm a week. I'm a writer, that's what I am.
That's fabulous. Thank you so much.
Oh, lovely.
There you go, my
Thank
lovely. You can put it in there if you want.
Brilliant.
I'm actually dying of thirst as well.
Oh, don't. Honestly, I did that as well. I thought, do you know, I'm not going to take a gym bag because I'm just going to do like a wee light walk this morning because I knew that we were going and I didn't want to be all sweaty. And
Yep.
then I'm like, where's my water? Oh, in my gym bag.
We'll
So,
find a quieter spot. Oh, so you've not brought your water?
no.
I've got some.
Oh,
I've not
look
even
at that big
opened
teddy
this.
bear.
Oh my god! Oh, look at it!
Oh.
Oh, that's a lovely dog carrying his teddy. How nice!
That is so
My
sweet.
camera's all squinty there. Let's
going
fix
on?
that. There we go.
I'm sidelined.
Oh, It's not like my mirror show either. I think that's better. Right, where will we go? Where's a wee bit of a quieter spot? Over this way, do we think?
Aye, we could.
Or round this? This is a roundabout anyway. There was me a way to go
Drive
round the...
through it.
Aye. I wonder if anybody does that.
Oh, I'm the worst driver ever.
Are you?
Oh my
And your
god.
nice big motor as
You
well.
should see every alloy on that. Every time it goes back in, they send you the video update and they're like that. Oh, so we've got excessive damage to every single alloy.
Oh my god. And did they fix it for you though?
No,
Right,
did they
go back
fuck?
here, this is quiet. Well, you need to pay for it, but you know, I thought they would still fix it and charge you, you know. Right, sit
No.
here, this is fine.
I'm not paying for that shit because it'll happen again the next week. No matter.
There we go. Oh well, funny you should say that. I had the insurance for getting alloys. Do you want your window down before I put
Yeah.
because it is quite mild.
It's like what do you call it? Musky? Is it musky? No. What's it called?
No, don't. Clammy. Clammy.
I'm the
I
worst.
think you mean clammy.
I'm
do
the
you
worst
not?
for that. I was like that. What was it I said? I was like to what did
Maybe
I say?
musky. Maybe that is what musky means, but no,
I
not in my world.
just create up little what are the ideologies? Is that what they're called?
I don't fucking know then.
The little things anyway. I just create them.
Make them up yourself.
I'm just like oh I'm gonna have
That is fine. You say what you want. So I wanted to start off by saying how we actually connected because I
Yeah.
do actually kinda know you.
right.
Do you remember when it was?
Emma's was it?
No, Amy's birthday. You
Oh,
were at-
Amy's birthday.
Aye.
So it was.
You were at Amy's 30th birthday last
So
November.
I was.
6 months ago. I didn't even get to speak to you.
You never. No, and you messaged
But-
me, but you messaged me.
And well, I tagged you in one of my stories, and you messaged me and followed me, and you've been so supportive ever since. To be totally
Oh, I think
honest,
you're
you've shared a
hilarious.
couple of things with
Honestly,
me. Did
but
you start?
I'm like that. I think that's how it should be. Like, do you know if you connect to somebody, and I think it's quite hard with the home accounts. I don't know about you, or like even just with like Glasgow lifestyle. I think it's like it's really really nice, but then you do get some accounts, not Glasgow, that are just dick extensions. Like they
That's
just.
what comes with social media. To be
Aye.
honest, that's not just home accounts. That is
But
just it comes with.
I've noticed more now with like obviously because my account has drastically changed over the last 6 months that like with kind of like I don't know like restaurant blogging and like outfits and like fashion, the guys are just a wee bit more different. Like there's not that kind of
There isn't a lot of guys. I don't think.
there isn't.
I don't
There really
find.
isn't. No. There is one account that I do follow, and I've taken a lot of inspiration from it, and also with like my management as well. Like with Adam, he's like he's quite interesting as well for a guy's perspective because you see a lot of girls doing it, and you're a bit like, all right, okay, and then they all kind of jump on each other. But then it's quite hard to take it for a guy because you're like that. Well, the majority of my following is middle-aged women. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not going to be taking advice of what he's wearing
So
at the gym.
you'll be feeling right at home here then. I'm probably older than your mom.
No.
But anyway, so when you talk about management, you mean your influencer management.
Yeah.
You do the whole influencer
Yeah.
thing. That is your thing on social media. So when I followed you back then, your account was very, very different. And I have to say,
was.
at this point, I did not follow you for the glitz and glam, and I told you that. I don't follow any account for that. For me, if I followed an account with glitz and glam, like with you, that's just an added benefit to that
It's like,
account.
oh,
I
okay.
like to connect with people, and I'd seen you that night and we connected and whatever, and that was absolutely fabulous. So I suppose we've started talking about your account, so let's just talk about that. So it's changed massively, and it's no secret that your life has changed massively in the last couple of months. And for anybody that doesn't know, Evan was in a long-term relationship, and I'm only saying here, oh, there's a sticker of my
What's
coffee,
out on-
what you've already
Yeah,
posted,
no,
because that's all
exactly.
I know anyway. So Evan was in a long-term relationship for 7 years, from the
Yeah.
age of 17, your baba.
I know.
Just a baby, to 23. When are you 24? Make me
But
feel
no,
a wee bit better.
I'm 24
You're
now.
24.
I am
When are you
24
25?
now.
Oh, your
So
birthday was recently.
Yeah, so it was
That's
just Monday.
right, I
It
saw
was just
that.
Monday there. It was almost
you're
a week ago.
25.
So yeah, I turned 24. And yeah, like the account has changed. It has went in a completely different direction. But I feel like that's the thing about keeping it authentic, and that's always what the stories were, where it was me and it was my day-to-day life, and it was also our relationship, and our relationship was portrayed to be perfect. It was this amazing, gorgeous life.
Because you portrayed it like that.
Oh yeah.
Evan.
Oh, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. Trust me.
Wouldn't you sit there and say, try and blame somebody else?
Oh, I'm not blaming anybody.
I know you're not, I'm only
I
joking.
did that. I did that. But I think that's
So-
the good thing with it, because when it all happened, like when it was announced, and there was different reasons why it had to get announced. Well, it didn't need to ever be announced. I could have kept it, but I thought that the most authentic thing to do was to address it, nip it in the bud, tell as many people, and that was it.
Aye, and that is one of the things, just going back to you, and 6 months ago when none of this had happened, that was one of the things that attracted me to you for connecting with on Instagram, because you did also, although that glitz and glam was there, there was also very much that down to earth side of you, and that's what I like.
Yeah.
That's what I look for in anybody. So, and I do like it when every now and again, I don't know if you're aware of this or anybody else has said it, that when you're talking and sometimes you just go into that total Glasgow or Central Scotland, like, you know, mama or whatever way
No.
you speak.
I'm
Or
not
you'll
gonna believe it.
Aye, or sometimes you'll come on and say things like, I'm a fuck up. You know, like
I
just
fucked up.
whatever.
I
Aye.
fucked that.
So that is what I like about you. I think you do well at getting the balance, you know, getting the influencer, you know, thing, page and whatever, right? But also showing that there's a person underneath that. So you put out a video a couple of months ago, and very, very brave thing to do. That video went mental.
I did.
On social media.
It's went very viral, and it's still going, and I'm like, oh god.
And people are still interested, because I don't know if you got loads of messages yesterday, but I did. People looking for it, to the point I was thinking, I actually feel a wee bit nervous about this, because I don't know if this is what people are going to be wanting. But as I said to you as well yesterday, if there's anything that we talk about that you don't want to talk about, you just say, I'd rather not talk about that. And if I ask you anything, well, although I don't plan on asking you anything uncomfortable, but if I do, then just say you'd rather not talk about it.
No, I think that is that, like, with this full subject, like, I've tried to keep a massive element of respect with it. I think
you can tell that.
That's what I've tried to do. Like, although it's ended, like, it doesn't need to always be like, it doesn't always need to be nasty and spiteful and everything like that. Don't get me wrong, like at the end of any relationship it is going to be hard, like, because especially a 7-year one, do you know what I mean, because you know each other inside and out. But the thing that got me a lot when I put that video up is you're giving a small insight into your life just to make it easier, because you don't want any backlash of if we're both out in different restaurants with different people, do you know what I mean, or things like that. It just makes it nice and clean.
It makes it clear what the situation is. You know, you're setting the record straight as to what your circumstances are now. And that video was extremely brave, Evan, extremely brave. I don't think anybody expected it.
No, I don't think so either.
I know personally, like I'm so squinty here. Hope you don't mind looking like a fanny pack, so squint. But I don't think there was anybody watching that didn't get a lump in their throat. It was, I mean, it's probably your most notorious thing that you've ever, and will be, that you've ever put out there. So how are you feeling now? How is the real Evan? I mean, that was only a couple of months ago. It was a massive part of your life. Everybody wants to know how you really are.
So it's something that I do get asked, like, genuinely daily. Like, even when I put up a coffee video, they're like, oh, how are you? And then me and Sally Jeanette are like, how are you? How's she?
Sally Jeanette's the dog.
Yeah, Sally Jeanette is the dog.
I did wonder if you would bring
I
her.
was going to, because she would just sit
I
here
know.
and like, oh, she's so
like a
placid.
baby.
But honestly, like, I am really good. I am really, really good. And the thing was, like with the end of the relationship, it was the kindest thing to do for both parties at the end. It just, we'd exhausted all avenues, and he was my best friend. He was my absolute
Is he still
world.
your friend?
It's different just now. It's different. But that's what happens, isn't it? Like you think you have plans with somebody and you bail. It's going to leave a burn mark with it. But I'm really good. Sally is really good, and it's this whole new world that I never really had because we'd been together for so long. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not saying that was a bad thing that I never had that, because I loved every single moment that I had, and we built such an incredible life together.
So no regrets?
There is no regrets with this, absolutely no regrets. And do you know what, I would do it again. I absolutely would. At least now I've got the fucking master copy, so I know how it's going to end. But we are good, and it is a change, a massive, massive change. Like, my life literally changed overnight.
I mean, you have not. Well, I was thinking about this. You haven't lived your adult life like this.
Yeah.
A single guy.
Yeah.
You're back at your mum's. Is that right?
Yeah,
You're back
yeah,
at your mum's. And by the way, your mum's house is stunning. Is it a farm or just a country house?
So it's on a farm, but it's not a working farm.
Right.
Like, it's just got like loads of land and.
Aye, and it's beautiful. If anybody's not seen it, then you should have a look at it.
It's
so
a beautiful
stunning.
place to heal. That's the best way
Yes,
to look
and
at
you
it.
do need to heal. And so, see where you are, your bedroom. It looks like that's an extension of the house, is it, or is it just that's how
No,
it looks?
it's just the way the house is. It's so quirky, and it's like really so. Like, Ryan and I's first house was in Straven, and that was it was always my place, and everybody that knows me knows that I just have like this love for it, because all the property there is just so unique, so quirky. It's just really different, and that's what my mum's house is like. Like, it is. It's just something that just keeps giving, and that's what I do like, opposed to our old house that was just a big massive new house that was just like, yeah. That was it. There
I know,
wasn't
but
any
you were
character.
spending so much time creating character in it, creating
Yeah.
it, your home. I mean, the time that you invested in that.
Oh, it was. Do you know, that is one of my biggest regrets, and it always will linger with me. Is that I never got to see it finished, and that will always stick with me. That all my ideas, everything. Like, I mean, I picked everything in that house, from the skirting boards to door handles to everything, and
it wasn't finished.
it wasn't finished. But Ryan's going to finish it, and he is finishing it. So
you're fine with
yeah,
that.
it's not my house anymore. Do you know? Like, when I went back, I realised that was it. It's not my house.
And it was very final, very quickly as well.
I think that this is something I get messaged about a lot, and a lot of people, which I wasn't actually expecting, the amount of people that took the good from the bad with this, and that were in that are in relationships where they're not happy, and they message me like, how did you do it? I've been with my husband for so long, like, and I fucking hate him. Like, but I'm staying for the kids, I'm staying for this. And obviously I'm not going to influence somebody else's life to that extent. All I can do is share my experience, and I'm very much an open book with that. I'm not going to come on and air my dirty laundry, do you know what I mean? Especially when before it was pressed and ironed and everything looked the fucking bollocks. Do you know what I mean?
Right, so you're not be spilling all the dirty beans.
I know.
Keep tongue.
Depends. No. So the amount of people that do ask, and they're like, well, how did you do it? And for me, it wasn't just I didn't just wake up and go, that's it, that's me done, because that wouldn't be. No,
I knew that, because you couldn't have been so final. I mean, you were when that video came out, I think that was another thing. It was so admirable that this thought process had been with you for a while before you did it, and then came out with that video. It was absolutely final. You've been through some sort of process, journey, healing, whatever, to get to that point.
There was a lot of series of events that had taken place that just really had to that were very final, and that were just, do you know what, I think we owe it to each other to go, enough's enough. Like,
And you had that discussion.
well, we didn't really, if I'm honest. We didn't. It's a really hard thing to talk about without getting into it.
Well, don't.
I know,
Don't.
no,
We
I
could just-
will. It was, but it was. We knew from both parties that it was
Time to
time
move
to
on.
get there, but somebody had to make the break. I think
Right.
that's the best way to say it.
And you were the one.
And I was the one. Yeah, I was the one. I was the one that left. And that's the thing. Like, everybody goes, "Oh my God, you were the perfect couple." Like, "Oh my, I didn't see this coming." Then you didn't know us, because people don't just leave. And you saw the life that we had.
But
what
nobody
must-
knows you unless they're in your life.
Like, yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, I gave everybody small snippets of my life where they thought they knew us, and that was it. But I was okay with that, because when it came to doing a real life decision, when everybody's going, "Oh, I can't believe you walked away for that." Well, can you not? Because I knew what it was like. You didn't. Do you know what
No,
I mean?
I can believe you walked away from it, and that's not from like throwing stones at anybody, purely because I've done it myself,
Yeah.
and I know how hard it is when you're in
Oh yeah.
a relationship that's the equivalent to a marriage. To then, and no, but you're right, no breakup is easy. It's
Yeah.
never going to be easy.
Yeah.
But the best thing you can do with your friends and family is talk and share and do whatever you need to do to make you feel better.
Yeah.
But so if I was to ask you, where did you find the strength, Evan? Where did you find the strength just to make that final decision?
I think when you have an idea and you know, and I don't know if you've experienced it yourself, but you have an idea of, like, I wasn't happy. Like, I wasn't happy. I was miserable. I was really miserable towards the end, and that reflected onto him as well. And I was just drinking too much. I was just like pulling myself away, and then going out far too much. And it got to the point of I think you always have to ask yourself, like, who am I? What am I doing? Is this getting me to who I want to be? And I wasn't liking the person I was becoming, and I didn't want to be that person anymore. So the hardest thing to do is to look at your life and shut doors in it, and know that you're never going to see them again. You're never going to revisit that. To close chapters and to make peace with that before you do it, because you can only take one thing at a time. And especially with what we had, it's like, oh my God, but what am I going to do with the cars? What am I going to do with the credit cards? What am I going to do with the mortgage? Your head gets absolutely fucked. So you have to take it bit by bit by bit, and you have to shut the doors and let it be. So for me, it was there was something that had happened, and I was like, right.
So there
enough.
was a straw that
Oh, there
broke
was.
the camel's
There
back.
was absolutely a straw. There was, and I just thought, I'm not doing this anymore. But it was so visible with everybody else.
And that was it.
And that was it.
For you.
And that was it. And then after that, I had to work out what I was doing.
So, see, can I ask you, and this is just me
Mm-hmm.
looking from an outsider looking in, see when you went to New York, because that's all I thought about when you put that out. I felt like that video, I felt like they were only in New York 5 minutes ago having an absolute ball. But I have noticed that you've put in your bio now, which makes me laugh. No more parties in LA.
Yeah.
So I wasn't LA, but I
But,
knew
yeah.
what you were meaning.
Because we were in LA the year before.
I know, I saw
and,
that.
Yeah.
From your page, because obviously in preparation for seeing you today, I did look back. But see, New York, were you happy then?
No.
Because that was just December.
I think that's the thing, and I hope that this doesn't ruffle any feathers when I say this, but you need to be, I try and be as honest as I can with this. That was something that I'd always really, really wanted to do. It was my bucket list to do New York Christmas time, and God, he really made an effort, but it wasn't there anymore. It wasn't, and it was a shame, because have you ever had somewhere you really, really want to go and it gets ruined,
Oh, totally.
and you're like,
Mhm.
you
Or
fucked
it's
this.
not what you expect at all,
Aye.
whether it's because
Aye.
of something or somebody else, doesn't matter. It's just not what you expected,
Aye.
and it's a massive, is letdown the
Aye.
right word? I don't know. I
So
say.
I totally agree, and we had a really good time, but we both knew that this issue was still there. So
And it wasn't long after that you...
We do our annual Christmas party, which was always like a big massive thing with...
You did have some sort of Christmas thing.
Yeah, we
I
did.
remember
Yeah,
that.
we did. And then after that, it was just...
That was the
Yeah.
end for you. So you'd prepared up until the final straw anyway. You'd
Yeah.
thought about everything
I
thoroughly
think you
before
always
did
have
it.
to have... I don't know if that's maybe just a sign of a very, like, an unhealthy relationship, when you start to think that you've got to have a get out of jail card. Like, well, what am I going to do? Because I was with him since I was 16. Like, where was I going? Do you know what I mean? Like, and that was always something that was very much embedded into me, as, well, what are you going to do? Where are you going to go?
Even before
You
yeah.
left. And that's true, because where am I? Well, like, what was I going to do? Do you know what I mean? Like, was I going to come to you and ask for money? Do you know what I mean? We're going to come to you and be like, I can help you. Do you know what I mean?
But that's the thing about mums and dads and parents and grannies and grandpas and whatever, they're always there for you. And the thing is, Evan, and I think you've proved this, but I do want to make the point about you've got an amazing career on your own right as well. But
yeah.
I think one of the biggest things that you've shown is that money and what's the word, things, money and possessions and, you know, nice bags, shoes, whatever, that doesn't bring you happiness.
Oh no,
It just doesn't.
no.
So, you know, I don't think there's anybody that would I would hope that people wouldn't disagree with you, and that, you know, if you're choosing between happiness and money, I know what I would choose as well.
And I think that's the thing as well. Like, I think that confirmed it was never about the money. We had a grow together kind of love, and we built everything together. That was a together, we built that. So without me, you don't have that, and without him, I don't have that. And that's what I said. Like, I won't do anything on that magnitude again that we had. I might do something much greater on a different scale, but what we had was what we had, and I took my hat off to that, and I went, do you know what, we've done this, and that's it. But I just think, if you're not at your happiest, then what are you doing it for? Like, really, what are you doing it for if you're not happy? And I wasn't, and I said that, and I did say that to him I did say that to him. I was like, you will get somebody that will love you inside and out, and it will confirm why I've done this, and you'll understand then. This is going to be raw. And he really understood that as well, because he understood that it was loveless for a wee while before it ended.
And in terms of, like, so I just want to say, you personally as well, I do think it's really important to say this, that at your mum's, you're completely self-sufficient.
No, yeah.
You've got your own career, you've got an amazing career from what I can tell. I don't know anything about it, but you know, you're still driving your car, you're still going to your work, you're still looking snazzy. So I'm guessing you've still got an amazing career anyway that you can build on and achieve, acquire whatever it is that you want. I know that the market is absolutely a seller's market now. So I think, but the fact that you're at your mum's and an amazing property anyway, is there really any rush?
No, I think that's it. Like, I think what I've really looked at, and I've been kind of touching on the account as well, is like that we did do so much investment stuff, and for my age as well, a lot of people like that. Like,
no, I didn't know that. I've only realised that you've been talking about it recently. What was that? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so we had rental properties, and a lot of the guys that did follow us knew that we'd done one up, sold it, etc. So that is something that I really do want to look at, and I've been working with companies as well to really tee people up, because I can come on here and tell you, go rental, do that, that's going to make you a shit ton of money, but I'm not going to be responsible for these people being like that. Well, where do I invest this? What do I buy? How do I do it?
Aye.
There is a company that I've worked with that advise all of this, and it really do help with strategizing and everything. So that's the kind of way I'm looking first, before I even think about getting my own place, is to kind of get to build up my portfolio again and build up what I've got, because I've got a really good like salary and everything. I've got a good job, but ultimately I want to be able to have more. I don't want to settle, and I want to utilise my time. Do you know what I mean?
And I love that. And I do think when you say, I'll never have anything on that magnitude again, don't write that off.
No, but it's not
only
the
23.
I know, but it's not that magnitude, and I think this is where a lot of people misconstrued this, because it wasn't this magnitude of like, oh my god, the big house and the well, I've still got the car. That's mine.
There you go.
No, but I meant like our relationship, our love, our
Oh,
that
right,
magnitude, like, because no love is ever the same. Do you know what I mean? And that was kind of just like, we'll park that there, we'll leave it, and that is that.
And I do understand that, because it is still raw for you. You are going to feel like that. You are going to think that, and I totally understand that. Which probably brings me on to the next thing of children, because you had planned
We had
children. And how do you feel about that? What's your plans for the future? Would you do it on your own? Would you park? I mean, what are you thinking?
So this was something that we really actually never spoke about much on the account. We never really spoke about it on the account because we'd really kept it very private. That was meant to be a family home, and it was meant to be a family car. Everything was meant to be family about that, and it just didn't work out. And I don't know where life's going to take us, but I know for a fact that Ryan would be an amazing dad. I really know that, and it is just such a really sad subject.
But it is still something that you can do.
Yeah,
as well.
It is something, but not the now. It's nowhere near.
I don't advise it.
No,
because
no,
I was 38
no,
before
I know,
I had
I'm
like,
like,
live your life first.
I've got Sally, and yeah, that's enough. And I'm quite high maintenance myself, so
You're just fine now. So,
I like nice things. No, I'm joking.
so I park that for now. And what about me, Sally? How's she coping?
So a question I get asked all the time, and it is a total trigger for me, and I sit there and I'm like, fuck off! Is, does she miss her sisters? Like, what the fuck? Who asks that? Like, what the fuck? So sorry if you've messaged me that. But, what?
Thank God I never asked that. I wasn't going to ask that. I'm just asking in general how she is.
Like, no, do you know what I mean? Like, I try to like numb it, because I've been getting pelters for this, for taking one dog, and my priorities
Have
are all,
you?
oh my god, yeah. Fuck off, that's shite. Like, you didn't, like, the thing is, they didn't know my life at the best of times, right? With everything that's happened in the relationship. They're not even concerned about the relationship. They're concerned about me removing Sally for her sisters.
Two humans are broken hearted, but you remember Sally.
You're home wrecker. Like, I obviously, like, well, I miss them. I really do miss them. But she didn't get along with them. Like, so, like, she slept with us, everything like that. Like, she was always with us, and she was always my dog, always my dog. So yeah, it made sense to
And that was an agreement as well.
That was
there
an
was no
agreement.
issues with
that was an agreement. Yeah, that was. And she's so good. She loves it. She's lost a shit ton of weight running about up in the farm, and she's got Frank as well, my mum's dog. So and Tabitha the cat.
I know. I was laughing at that. I was laughing when you posted that story. I didn't even know there was a cat. I've got a cat till you posted that story, and
She
it
came
was
in the
so
house.
funny.
So no, she's really good. She is so good, and she's just enjoying this life, and she's with me 9 times out of 10 anyway. Normally she would be here with me.
I know she does. She just couriers in.
Aye,
I think that made that video even sadder. That wee Sally Jeanette was there, pure standing by you, courier in. It did. It was just incredible.
One man and his dog.
I know, and that's. You're loving life, you're happy with that.
Oh, I am, I totally am, and it is, there is this whole new sense of, I wouldn't say freedom, but it's kind of like, that's kind of what it's like. It's really seeing things on a different life, but then you do miss the security of it, of, if you fuck it, who are you going to lean on, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of be like, come pick me up, I don't know where I am, I'm stealing. It's just that it's independence that is great, but I think that's the thing, once you have that, you won't settle for anything else. And that's what I'm enjoying, is I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that again.
Right, you can do whatever you like now, that's it. And what about your mum? Is she enjoying having you back?
I think my mum thinks I'm just a total whirlwind. She has said it numerous occasions. That is me. What you see is what you get. Like, see what you see. Hopefully you'll be able to, like, relate with what my stories are like to what I'm like in person.
Aye,
You're like,
aye.
fucking
Yep.
hell, I need a paracetamol and I lie down after this.
See, there you go, going back into the west of Scotland.
know.
Sure.
And, see, I'm from Stirling originally. So,
Oh, are you?
Yeah, so I come out Chukter, then I go Glasgow, and I'm
And
a
you do, your
bundle of
accent's
fun.
all over the place. Let's say it's me. But, so, see where you are now with your
Yeah.
mum, did you grow up in Stirling?
Yeah, I grew up in Stirling, so they guys moved. They guys moved about a year ago to be like closer to us. Like just with the preparations we were making. It was just, and my mum and dad had always loved Straven. Like it was just such a
Straven is beautiful, I do get that.
It's the type of place you move to and you get like a Labrador in Hunter Valley. Like
And you've only got one brother, is that right?
I've got two.
Have you got two brothers?
Yeah, I've got
Have you
two.
shown both of them on your stories? You just all look so alike.
Well,
the
Lewis
pure blonde
doesn't.
hair.
Lewis doesn't. Like, I mean, Max look like the Aryan race, Jesus. But Lewis is like totally like brown hair,
Oh, is
brown
he?
eyes, sallow skin, and he's the middle child. So
Are you the youngest?
no, I'm the
The
oldest.
oldest.
Max is the youngest, but he's taller than me.
Are they all at home?
Yeah, we're all at home.
And was your mum shocked when you came back home, or did she know?
No, that's the thing. Like what within our like, I have a very very close circle, a massive like not a massive, a very close circle, and with really good friends, and everybody knew what was going to happen. Everybody knew, we all knew, and it wasn't the first time that this had arose. So the guys, everybody knew that it was coming to an end, and my mum was really glad to have me home, really happy to have me home.
Because she would feel that she was able to look after
Yeah.
you. And you touched on there, like the pelters that you've been getting. Obviously, you've got a massive presence on
God,
social
I know.
media. And you said about Sally Jeanette, and sadly, and now my account's nowhere near the size of yours, but I do understand it doesn't matter how many followers you've got, there will always be somebody
Chatting
that's
shite.
got an opinion, or as you know, as I always say, opinions are like arseholes. Everybody's got one, you know, so fucking keep it to yourself. But what about that side of Evan? What has that been like?
I think it's really funny because you look at it, and obviously if anybody has, so I don't look at it, I can't look at it because I genuinely think I would like go into a deep depression now, but it actually was really laughable when I was with Ryan, and they used to fucking recreate everything. They used to fucking say, oh, he's just waiting for his money, oh, he's having numerous affairs, oh, he's fucking no paid his shark hoover up, oh, the piss of the day. And I'd be sitting there like, are you alright? Like, how fucking miserable must you be in your own life to sit there and recreate my life? And then my car payments were on it, everything, you name it. People will always self-justify why you've got something, and it doesn't matter if you're fucking Molly May or you're fucking Teresa that's doing a cleaning account. They'll be like, nah, our man's doing the dirty. Doing the dirty. Aye, she's a flag. Where was I meant to have time to have a fucking affair? Did you see how I cleaned the tiles? I was cleaning the tiles every day.
You
for
were
2
too
years.
busy. Well, not just that. You were too busy shotting.
Aye! Well, that's fucking stopped now, I'll tell you that. Aye, so you get it, and then like I've not looked since I left because I was like, I really don't want to know what they're saying. But I do get messages like from random accounts, like anonymous accounts maybe
Yeah, we've all got them.
just
as well.
trolling and just being like that, we know what you done, blah blah blah, like just shite of the day, like, oh, you're like just stupid things, and you're a bit, and see the amount of times as well you get it for parking as well. Folk are like that, oh, your car's parked here off an anonymous account, and you're like, what is wrong with you?
How do you feel about that? Because I think that's done, and I've been trolled as well. I am totally in a place now where it's fucking your problem and no mine,
Aye.
whatever you're saying about me. And you know, that's a journey to get to that space in your
Yeah.
mind as well. So I don't look at anything.
Aye.
Andy trolls me to get blocked. It's
Aye.
as simple
Yeah,
as
yeah.
that. Is that how you deal with
Yeah,
it?
like I get it like even just there was something recently that I never addressed, like because I'm just like, I don't address it now because I'm thinking, why would I give these people the time of day when they're anonymous. They're not even real people. They're just some fucking sad, miserable person that wants to, I don't know, snoop in a wee boy and like talk pish about him. Like, at least be ballsy. See, if you're doing it from a legitimate account, we can have a conversation. I'll sit there and I'll chat to you and be like, well, why do you think this? Because I have had that. I've had that before. I had this guy message me saying about rental stuff and all that, and he'd been like, you can't get a rental, ha ha ha, you haven't bought your first property. And I'm thinking, what piss are you talking? You actually know nothing about this.
But do you do entertain that? See, I wouldn't. I'm
So,
just
no,
like,
I do, because
fuck
I'm
off.
like that. You're talking shite, so you're wrong.
Aye.
And I'll be like that.
Aye,
Like,
right.
I'll be like, do you know what? I can give you a master class here that will actually be able to help you, so you're not like misinforming other people. But no, I went into the gym the other day, and somebody had complained. 2 people had complained to the receptionist about me taking photos in the gym because of my following and all that shit. What the fuck?
And so did the
Were they in
gym
that
speak to you
photo?
about it?
No. Were they in that photo? No. Was anybody in that photo? No. Were my shoes in it and some weights? Aye. She'd actually said to me, she was like that. She'd said to me, look, I know this is a pile of shite. That's what the receptionist said. They're just complaining. And I was like, well, who was it? And she went, I can't say that. And I was like, so don't fucking tell
But see,
me.
that's exactly what I would say. If people haven't got the balls to own up to it and say it to your face or whatever, then
I pay
as
a
I
bloody
say,
membership,
both-
do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I'm like £120 a month to have some.
Is that how
person
much
talk
it is?
pish. Aye.
See, in my gym, I was in the Council gym, but there was signs up all over it that you weren't allowed to take pictures
Aye.
anyway. I take it they've not got that. If
They've
you're
got,
taking a
them in the,
hammer,
they've got them in the changing room, but like, if there's nobody in the changing room, are you doing
you're
anything
taking
wrong?
a picture of
I know.
yourself. Aye,
I've
I know.
heard this one.
But there's always somebody
Oh, there's
anyway
always
that
somebody,
wants
isn't
to
there?
complain, that wants to stick the boot in or whatever. You know, it's like you get to a point where you half expect it. It's like part and
aye.
parcel with
Oh,
what you're doing.
I remember when I went to an event. I went to an event in town, and hand on heart, for anybody that doesn't believe me and it's seen all the photos, I thought I was in a parking space. I was half in a space, and I've got the photos and I've got the proof that I paid
Hope
for
nobody
parking.
sees me here because I think I'm pure. No, I'm in that space.
And
Before I get
I
trolled.
paid for parking. That's the best bit. And I got the Ringo app, and I was behind Michelle, Michelle. I was behind her, and just because she's got such a big fucking Range Rover, it parked me out a wee bit. And then I'm getting all these messages at the event, and my phone's dinging, and it's my car getting lifted off the fucking street, getting impounded. I'm like, but I get a notification on my Porsche Assistant. It's like, your car is above sea level, and I'm like, what does that mean? It means it's been lifted up. Why don't you say it's been lifted off the ground? I'm like, I gotta go, guys. Me
And
running
what
down
hat
fucking
did you
Buchanan
get?
Street in Balenciagas. You tried that? That's a calf workout.
Did you get your car? What
I
happened?
had to pay like, I think it was like 300
They
quid.
were a baby it.
Aye.
Do you know, my car has been impounded as well. No, recently, years ago when I worked for the bank, and when I was in the bank that used to be, it's the Purple Cat Cafe now.
Oh my God.
Is that St George? What is that? St George's Cross there?
Aye,
Is
aye.
that what
I
that's
think-
called?
I think that's
Well, where the
something.
Purple Cat Cafe is, so it's on the high street in Glasgow, and I'd parked just up. I was an area manager at the time for
Aye.
business banking. I'd parked just up the road. No clue. Like that say, you know,
Aye.
driving
That's
past the
aye.
fucking Starbucks or
Aye.
but just totally no clue, sitting at the side of the road, and came out at 5:30 at night to go home, and my car was there. And the thing is, the way that it works, so those systems are all integrated. You know, you phone the police and they're able to tell you, you're fanny, you parked your car when you shouldn't have, it's in the pound.
Aye.
So Keith had to come and get me to go and get it, but I never paid like 300. Well, this is a good 10-15 years ago anyway. I'm sure it was maybe about 110 back then.
No, I think
that
I think I was like 290, and then I don't think I had any outstanding parking fines on it.
Do you have to pay that as well?
Aye,
If you?
that's an
Oh, I didn't know
The
that.
poor boy next to me was like that. He was like, aye, I've got 8 parking fines. I was DJing at a concert, and my car's not there. I tell him just keep the car. He's like, it's worth £1,000. I'm not fucking paying £1,000 to get this out. I was like, I was like, okay.
Oh, that is mental. So, in terms of dealing with the trolls, what's your kind of,
I just think, do you know what? Let the arseholes be arseholes at the end of the day, and you don't know me, like, so why am I letting it affect? Because it's no me that, like, it's pish, like that they're talking, and they'll always say something. They'll always self-justify why you're doing it, what you've got. So leave them to it. So my thought is exactly, do you know what? Just pie them, just ignore them.
And that's fine,
And
that's how
it.
you cope and
Aye.
carry on and whatever.
Because at the end of the day, they're not paying my bills. Do you know what I mean? They're
I
not.
know.
They're not contributing anything but negativity.
Aye, no, I agree. So what about your account then? Where's that going? I know you've talked a wee bit about this on your account anyway, but I thought I would ask.
Aye. So see, to be honest with you, at first, I don't know. Like I've had the account coming up to 4 years, and it was always like, if you guys had followed me for a while, then it was always something that was like me. It was always me that put the time in, me that had got the class.
It was
like,
your account.
Aye, it was my account, and Ryan had really featured on it. So I didn't want to lose it. And I wanted to kind of, and I did say that to the guys, like it was the end of our home team, because that was our thing. Like that's what we called each other. We were our home team. Like we worked away a lot, and it was always coming back to our home team. So that was something that we had to. And a lot of people were like, just change it to my home team or just ding it. But no, like that was our thing, and that's done. So it had to get changed. For me, I was like, it needs to be, and it needs to be authentic, and that's where the Authentic Evan came from, because I just thought, like, I did try a few that were taken, to be fair.
Did you? Tell us. I'm going to have to put this window down a bit more.
I know,
I'm
what
absolutely
is this
sweltering.
weather like?
I
Thank God
know.
I've wore shorts, but I'm sweating at my
Would
dinner.
you want yours out then?
Mine's is down.
Oh, so it is. What was that?
Your windows
Oh
are
my
that
god,
quick.
I'm really coming across like a right fucking bright spot today. Aye, so that's your account. What were you going to say there?
What was I going to say? I'm sorry, I got distracted. with reading about
Well,
it.
what about just you? Do you know, I was just going to say, see the Authentic Evan though, just calling it that. Oh, I was asking you what you're trying to go for.
It was just like some like stupid things, like I don't even know, I can't even remember now,
Remember
but
what it was?
like one man and his dog, something like that. Like,
Oh, Evan,
some
that
stupid-
there used to be a TV programme called that, I'm sure. So years ago,
I'm not
years
gonna
and years ago,
remember
your mammy might know. I'm sure there was. But what I was going to say was, having it just Authentic Evan, your name, whatever, it leaves it wide open
Yeah.
to become anything
and
you
that's
want
what it
to
was
become.
like towards the end anyway. It was becoming lifestyle, and it was all about like us, like it was restaurants and places to go and events, and but a lot of people picked up on that towards the end, that I was going to events myself, and I was going to things myself, like
Oh, I just thought that's what you did, because I've only followed you for 6 months. I was like, oh, this is like me and Keith. You know, Keith just
it
wants to
wasn't.
sit
We
in
used to go
and I'm
everywhere.
not separating from Keith. Just to say, I've been there.
Heard it here
I've
first.
been there. I'm on my
Keith,
second
you're
time.
away.
Fucking hell. Noise, no. So, I just thought that's what you did.
No,
you did all the
aye,
things.
so
and
people
he
started
didn't.
to pick up on that, and then it was like thingied, and so that's against like detaching and everything. But no, it was like it always was kind of lifestyle, and it was holidays and things like that. Like, obviously, the lifestyle has changed massively, but.
But it's not really, I don't think, because you're still out gallivanting with your Louis
Oh.
Vuitton bag, your Balenciagas and all the rest of it, and taking pictures of your, places that you've been
Yeah.
with your model friends and all of that. I don't think
I know we've
that
got
much
some
has
really
changed.
good friends, to be fair. Like we're all just as bad as each other, but it's a little community, and my bestest friend, she's doing so well, and she's really accelerated the past year with her Instagram and her wee girl, and she's really smashed it. So I think, do you know what, if I can get the right people behind me, then this account could, because my account has been doing crazy now, but I think it's just because everybody wants to know what's going on. Like I've been getting like 10,000 views on my stories, and you're like that. Oh, that interesting.
It is, people are just, we all are, we're all, everybody nosy wants to know how you're doing.
And I get it, because we did have this, like, everything looked hunky-dory, and they're all like that, what's going on now, what is he up to? And I think they're all waiting
Do
for
you
the
know-
Britney moment where I fucking shave my hair. I'm selling the Balenciagas. Who wants to buy them? Get my Depop up.
Have you not got a Depop?
I've
You
not.
should. You've got an OnlyFans.
I know. I've got OnlyFans, but I've not got a
saw
Depop.
that. I was like, what are you like?
I know my links in my bio.
If you've got it, flaunt it. So you've not got a Depop
No, I've not got Depop.
for all that gear that you've got.
I'm not selling my arse, but
Are
I'm
you
selling my
still?
clothes.
Are you still buying loads of gear?
Yeah, like I'm trying to be really clever now with money, and I reduced the limit on my American Express as well. So
That gold American Express that you always get in the pictures.
I'm
I'm saying nothing that you've not shown. I'm saying nothing that you've not shown.
platinum, so I'm downgraded.
Oh.
So I usually think that's
When I worked in the bank,
Uh-huh.
I get that American. I don't have an American Express. The American Express, it was like a competition between the guys to see who could get the highest American Express.
Yeah.
It was like a, what is the word? A status symbol.
Aye.
Is it black? That's the top one,
the
and
black
it used
card,
to be.
yeah, which is like, I think you need to spend over $1 million to
I
have
don't
that.
think I've ever known Andy, but I used to think, what a fucking get over that. You
Aye.
don't need an American Express at all.
Well, that was our life for. That was our life.
That's
for,
how you did it.
Like we had,
Aye.
that we had 3, and that's just how we lived. Like everything was on American Express, but then that helps with your holidays and stuff. Do you know
I know
what
there
Your air
are.
miles
I
and
am only
everything.
joking. You do.
No,
you do.
no, I know that. No, I've no. Fuck it, I've got a gold one,
But-
and that's about it.
But American Express, just if anybody doesn't know, it's a credit card, but it's the credit card that you need to pay off every month.
month,
Aye,
yeah.
so it's not like you can rack up. Although I do think they do a credit card as well. I don't know, but anyway, American Express, you don't rack it up over
Aye,
a
like,
year or
aye,
2
it's
years
no,
or whatever.
like,
You have to
interest-free
pay it
and all
off.
And you get free
aye.
lounge access as well. So
And you
that's
get
like,
points
like,
and
all
whatever.
that kind of shit.
Not that I have ever had one, but
You
I
should
know
invest.
people that have had one.
I'll recommend you, and I can get some
No.
points.
No, I invest in other things. You're talking to an ex-bank manager here. I'm fine, thanks very much.
No, so it's just I've tried to be really savvy, and I've actually been really good. See with like what I was saying with just like this like company I'm working with to talk about the rentals and stuff. See, just little things like what I do now is I put like say 50 quid on a Starbucks card for the month, and then I put like 50 quid for like Greg's, or I put like whatever like
You eat Greg's. You don't
I
post that in your
love
stories.
Greg's. I love,
Get
oh,
that in your stories.
I'm a fat bride for Greg's, by the way. Oh, see the things I would do for a steak, mate.
I do
Oh.
quite like a Greg's myself.
I
but
don't put
love
that
it.
on my. Excuse me.
I was-
Hold
I was-
on a minute.
Right, I believe you.
No,
I
wait
believe
till I
you.
show you this. My recent photo with my best friend on Instagram for my birthday. Her Wayne is eating a Greg's. Thank you. And I actually tagged them, so I'm waiting for my collab.
Oh my god, I've hit a nerve with Greg's there, haven't I? So you do like your Greg's.
Don't you assume I don't eat
Thanks.
steak,
I
babe?
I can't believe how quickly the time's going here, so I'm conscious of that, so we'll try to kind of wrap it up quite quickly. So what do I want to ask you? What else do I want to ask you that people want to know? You were saying people were nosy. I suppose the fact that you're getting so many views on your stories is that people just want to see what's happening next, what's coming next. Is there somebody else? Never asked you that actually. That
Is there
just came out.
somebody else?
Aye, have you moved on yet?
I've not, no. I've not, and I think I really just want to have time myself. I really do want to have time myself because I've not been myself. I have no idea who I am as an individual right now. Without sounding all fucking, I don't know, Vera Wang, melancholy, all that pish. I don't think Vera Wang's the right person, is it? Dandy,
I don't know.
Dandy.
I wouldn't even say anything like that because I don't know. That's how ignorant I am. I've no idea.
So
But I know what you mean.
I really just want to take some time with my friends and to really just enjoy life. And you find out who your friends are through this. You want to know who your
Oh, I
friends
was
are.
going to
broke.
ask you that. I was going to ask you that, which is really, I think that's really sad. I'd messaged
Oh,
you
it's
about that
so
as well.
sad.
amazed that you've lost. I mean, it always happens with a breakup. For example, like the other person's family are never going. You're going to lose
Yeah.
them immediately. Their friends.
They're
You're
still
never
really
gonna-
lovely, to be fair.
But-
Like they wouldn't pass me, which is lovely.
But that's good.
But friends oft.
Is there anybody you've been shocked at that
Yeah.
you thought would have been?
Yeah, massive, and this individual, these individuals. It's funny because one of my friends had said, money doesn't buy friends, it rents them, and as soon as the money's gone, so are they. And I've noticed that because it's all fine when we're having parties every weekend, you're drinking our drink, like you're up at ours, and as soon as that's gone, where are they?
Don't know there.
They're
I
not
am
there.
totally gobsmacked at that, and I'm just thinking as you're talking, I think the reason that I am gobsmacked is I've never ever had the level of money that you're talking about here. So I've never been in a position where something like that's happened to me and money has been an influencing factor on whether
Well, you don't think
somebody
it
would.
is. You don't think it is, and you don't at the time. Like you'd like.
So it
if
was
I've
new
got-
to
if-
you as well.
If I've got it, I'll share it with my friends. I've always been like that, and I always will continue to be like that. Same as what my friends are like with me. But you start to get wee red flags, and especially with a situation like this, you totally realise, and it isn't till you take a step back for yourself, and you're not paying for things like all the time, and you're not, because I didn't think about it. I'd be like, I'll get it, I'll get it.
But now it
But now,
matters.
now you're like that. All right, okay. All right.
What about your round?
Aye.
That kind of thing.
Aye,
Right,
and then
okay.
just things like that. Oh, would you mind, like, I don't know, send me £3.50? Like what?
So, and that's you lost friends over
Oh
that?
yeah, I've lost. I've lost like, I would say 2 really, really, really good friends. Like I'm talking maybe about, oh my god, like 7 year friendship, and probably a lot longer the other one.
No, that's quite sad.
Aye.
So
There's
if
been
you
a
were
lot of
to-
loss with this. A lot of loss with
Aye,
it.
so it's not just the relationship
Aye.
in your house and your
And the
lifestyle. There's
dogs
loads of
and
other.
everything.
Aye.
Yeah, aye. There has been a loss, and I think that's the thing. You've got to really go, right, well, it's done. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Which I keep saying is admirable and brave that you've done that. So just to wrap up, is there any final thing that you would like to finish on or say?
I think it's just really like, thanks for being there for the ride, because it has been a fucking roller coaster. It has been, and it's hopefully I've came across that like there is a reality to this, and I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's a reality, my house is messy. Well, my fucking life is messy. Like, there is nothing airbrushed about what yous are seeing now, and it is really just the support. And I have had an immense support from people, like people checking in daily, and even just like people supporting. So it's really thank you for that.
And for the support
For
and the people that
yeah,
stood
thank
by
you for the support and the people that have stood by me, because it is a wee community.
It is totally, and that's just final thing. The good far outweighs the bad when
Aye.
you've got your friends
It
on
does.
Instagram. Thank you.
No, thanks so
Erin,
much for
love
having
that.
me.
Say bye.
Bye.